began as many great British conflicts do, with a complete misunderstanding about food. Not tea this time, but turnips. Once upon a particularly muddy 18th century Britain, the turnip was not a respectable vegetable. It was animal feed, a round, pale root fit for pigs and cattle, not the tables of gentlemen. Farmers grew them grudgingly, often tossing them into troughs rather than into their crop plans. But then change came rolling over the horizon, carried by pamphlets, new ideas, and one very determined aristocrat with an unfortunate nickname. At the heart of the upheaval was a radical agricultural idea imported from the Netherlands, the four-course rotation. Instead of letting a third of farmland lie fallow each year to recover its strength, reformers proposed a sequence of crops, wheat, turnips, barley, and clover, that kept the soil healthy and productive all year round. Turnips, they claimed, would feed livestock in winter. The manure from those well-fed animals would enrich the fields, a perfect, earthy circle of progress. Among the loudest voices for this root revolution was Charles Townshend, the second Viscount Townshend of Norfolk. He experimented with the system on his estates and sang its praises so persistently that he earned the nickname Turnip Townshend. What began as mockery soon became legend, but not everyone applauded. In the countryside, suspicion spread faster than turnip seeds. Traditional farmers loyal to the old three-field system saw these innovations as heresy. They called it root foolishness. The idea of wasting good soil on cattle fodder offended generations of habit. Soon, petty hostilities broke out. Stories spread of neighbors trampling over experimental turnip plots in the dead of night, of seed drills mysteriously broken, and of turnip-throwing protests. Yes, real agricultural sabotage by vegetable. Pamphlets condemned the turnip tyrants, ruining honest soil. Alehouses carried signs, "No turnip rotations." Here, the rural skirmishes became so widespread that local militias were sometimes called in to calm disputes between turnip men and fallow men. They often arrived late, confused, and very muddy. "You're fighting over what?" one captain reportedly muttered, ankle-deep in a disputed turnip field. Meanwhile, the newspapers had a field day. Literally, headlines announced, "Turnip menace spreads to Norfolk. Farmers battle root reformers, soil at stake. Who plowed whose field? Midnight mystery." Through it all, Townshend kept preaching the good word of crop rotation. He published notes, gave speeches, and turned his Norfolk estate into a model of modern farming. Satirists lampooned him, but soon others followed his lead. Landowners across Britain noticed that where turnips grew, profits grew too. By the mid-19th century, the war was effectively over and the turnips had won. The results were undeniable. Fallow land, once nearly a fifth of British farmland, shrank to a fraction. Of that, fields produced more. Livestock thrived through the winter. Soil, enriched by clover's nitrogen and animal manure, grew stronger each season. The statistics tell the victory story plainly. Between 1700 and 1870, Britain's agricultural output per worker more than doubled. More food meant more people. The population rose from about 5.5 million to over 9 million by 1801. That surplus of both food and manpower became the foundation for another revolution, the industrial one. The turnip, humble and round, had quietly fueled the machine age. Ironically, the term turnip culture, once a joke about backward farming, became a symbol of progress and good management. Turnips went from insults to icons. As for Charles Townshend, history remembers him not for wars or speeches, but for roots. The man mocked as Turnip Townshend turned ridicule into reform. His fields changed Britain's future. So ends the tale of Britain's strangest war, not fought with swords, but with spades and seeds. The moral: never underestimate a root vegetable. In the right hands, even a turnip can spark a